Yo, what's going on Facebook? So I'm here with my good coach and friend, Jason Von Payn. He is
What's up?
He's one of the Menace coaches and everything. And so today we're just going to be talking about social media bombs, how to get attention and how to keep attention. So Jason's the king of social media in my opinion. I think he's one of probably the most known people on social media, especially over in the East Valley. Everybody kind of sees him with State 48, Menace, all of that stuff. So Jason, take it away, man.
Dude, Dom, I'm on your live, so over there. I hope you guys can see us good. Oh, we got some people already commenting. What's up? What's up?
What's up?
Hope you guys are doing well. Hey, so Dom and I actually, Dom, this is the second time I've seen you, and it's only 10 a.m.
Right. Yeah.
Dom,
We just had
talk about how that happened.
Yeah. So we actually just met up this morning to go on our workout. We started the M100 yesterday. Now today's day 2. And so we're going to try to meet up once a week just to be able to go get that workout and everything. Get that workout and then, because we have, it's 100 days of no alcohol, no cheat meals, stay on a diet.
Gallon of water.
10 pages. 10 pages and a 45-minute workout outside. But
Yeah.
I'm already doing 75 hard right now, and I'm halfway through it.
I don't know if Dom knew this. So me, Nick, and Terrence are doing 75 hard for the first 75 days of the M100. So same thing. So 2 workouts. So the coolest part about I go do my walks, and so I'll do social media stuff. I'll respond to emails. I'll do Marco Polos with coaches or people that I coach and I mentor. But Dom was one of the only few. Ricardo actually did it too, but I haven't met up with him because he just wants to kill my biceps and have me tear my bicep muscle. Where Dom was like, dude, let's go on a walk. So I came and brought him a vest. I've been using that. And he's like, dude, let's go on a walk. I'm like, okay. And randomly I went to bed at 1 o'clock this morning. I did my second workout last night at I left at 10, got back at 11. And then I had taken a Zoa.
That's what you were talking about.
The rock, I have one for you when we're done. So I have an energy drink that I took at 10 o'clock. So I didn't go to bed till 1. I was amped up, jammed up, and cranking. So I was doing all kinds of. I was very efficient from 10 to 1. Passed out at 1, and then 5 o'clock my alarm went off, and I just felt inspired to text Dom and say, Dom, because I know you do your stuff between 5 and 6 normally.
Yep.
More towards the 5. So I was like, hey, have you done your workout yet? You're like, no, not yet. I'm like, dude, maybe at Discovery Park, let's go on a walk. The reason why I like those is because you and I can now collaborate for 45 minutes. Exactly. Or I said, hey, Jason, can I have a 45-minute phone call with you? I'm probably going to say no. Plain and simple. Right? Unless it's a scheduled thing and it's structured and whatnot, but just a freelance, what questions do you got? We have to get a 45-minute workout in anyways.
Exactly.
And do all that kind of stuff. And so Don was the one that said, hey, let's do it. Nobody else has done it. So maybe those that are listening, if you want to get with your mentors, say, hey, what are you doing to where you can double team, right? We did that this morning.
Well, and that's honestly, I think, the one thing that I've really learned about Menace, being in the coaching program and everything, is you have to surround yourself with the people that you want to be like. And I know you're busy as hell. That's my biggest thing is I can't just call you because you don't have that time. And so being able to get into your world and see where I can fit into that, into your time schedule and everything, I think that's one of the best ways to be able to get around the people, just so you're not inconveniencing their life.
Well, and let's talk about how you got to get in my office to do a podcast and a Facebook Live with me, because not everybody can do that. Not that they can't, they just shoot. Right?
Yeah.
In the Menace game, we talked about that this morning. Shoot. And nobody said, hey, Jason, can I come in and do this? Can I come in and do that? Very few people have done that, if at all. But you just talked about getting attention and keeping attention. You got my attention because you invested with us. 100%. And you went all in, right? Terrence called you, had that awesome phone call. Yeah. You're like, holy crap! And made you throw down. So that being said, the difference is you got my attention because you gave first. You're like, I'm going to give you money for the conference, for the MA, for the whatever, and in return, I am going to, we're going to give you value and content and coach you up, right?
Yeah.
So you naturally got on my radar just from saying yes and hopping in the MA. Then from there, you invested in yourself and took a chance on yourself, right, to get into the MX. And from there, like I said, now it's okay, cool. And you're like, hey, I want to get a vest and I want to do my workout. So I see you crushing, pumping, And Dom, this is not because you're in the room, you are very coachable. And take that as a compliment. Do not let your ego ever get in the way. Ever.
Dude, like, that's the one thing that I love so much about you guys is I've had, like, a coach before, like a real estate coach, and, dude, I just wasn't vibing with him. And I think one of the best things about you guys is that you give me the real, raw, like, information I need to hear. Like, you don't hold back on me, and that's what I love about it so much. Is, like, you're saying this shit to me out of the fact that you care about me and you want me to do better, and I appreciate that even more, and I kind of resort it back to like high school sports when I played football and everything. Like, you have to be coachable to be able to be a good player and to be a leader on the field too, and like transitioning that over into life and everything. Like, I'm super young and I never really had like a super good like big brother type of relationship with anybody that kind of like guided me through like what I needed to be doing. And so now, like, being in the coaching program, that gives me everything that I need. So.
Well, and that's what it comes down to be honest, is when you check your ego and you realize that you're not all that in a bag of chips and that you really you have a lot of room to grow. We talked about your circle of influence, right? We talked about it this morning, and I'm going to say it again because, one, I want to document it. Two, I want you guys to understand that the circle of influence, and I said, I told Dom, I said, my 5. I said, Grant Cardone, Sean Moylan, Andy Frisella, Ed Milet, Terrence Berner.
Dude.
Straight up. Right? Like, you give me a better circle of influence.
You can't. Like,
right?
Honestly.
And so, the 4 of them I can't touch yet.
Yeah.
But 4 of them are like I said, billionaires or almost billionaires, and then one of them is one of my partners in business. And like I said, that's literally who they're like. Well, that can be your circle of influence, because I'm like, yeah, it can, because I have. They put out so much content, hence the segue to social media.
Yeah.
They put out so much content that I can literally listen to their stuff, read their stuff, and absorb their coaching. 90% of it for free.
100%.
95% of it for free, to be honest. And so by doing that, people think that your circle of influence has to be someone tangible. It has to be blood. It has to be family. It has to be
it's like somebody you can go and talk to.
Yeah, someone you can touch.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, says who? What rule book says that? Right? And so that's what I do. Like, and no offense, I don't take advice from my dad when it comes to business. My dad's an amazing person. I love my dad. I texted him this morning, right? But I don't go to him for that source for several reasons, right? So blood, other employees. None of my employees make more than I do. So I'm gonna, and this is not the egotistical part. This is, if you want to level up, you got to go to the people that have already leveled up and they're doing bigger things than you, not smaller.
Dude, like, this is what we were talking about this morning. Like, if you find this stuff, like, I guess, like, kind of rude or egotistical or something, you're just already in the wrong room. Like, you're not understanding the content for what it is. And like, that's why I love talking to you and Terrence and Nick all about this stuff, is because it makes my mind grow. It makes me see how I need to be talking to myself, how I need to look at relationships that I have in my life. Like, I talked on Instagram Live about how it's okay to let go of old past relationships, even if they were super close to you, or even if it's family. It's okay to, like, push them outside of your inner circle, because those people are not going to constantly be adding value to you. And
let them in your circle, but not your circle of influence.
Exactly.
Right? Like, I'm not saying you have to never talk to your mom or dad again.
Yeah.
Right? Make that very clear. Or your siblings, or someone at church, or someone at school, or whatever, or a high school buddy. I have high school buddies, but I keep them on a leash at a distance on purpose, because they might be toxic, they might be condescending, they might be negative. So I keep them at best as friends on Facebook. But I block people on a daily basis from my phone and from my social media platforms. If you're not going to be positive, optimistic, and with a desire to grow and do better, not just in business, but as a dad, as a husband, as a father, as a person, giving back to the community. If you're not doing those things, I cannot jive with you. I can't even have a conversation with you. Right? I posted this morning from our walk. I said, we are not the same.
Yeah.
Right? And when I'm talking about that, those that you just heard me and Dory, my COO, going off, right?
Yeah, dude.
Don walked in on a really good call, and Dory was just losing her shit.
100%.
And so apart from that, you, like, the emotions of, like, the deposit, the escrow, inspection, blowing up at home inspectors, blowing up reports or blowing up houses and making it look like a $2 house instead of a $500,000 house based off an inspection report. So you have all these emotions flowing that you have to control. And if you don't have your shit together and your emotions in control, how are you going to expect other people around you to have theirs in control? Right? People feed off of you. If you have poise and you have your shit together, you know you're not going to bring your shit to me. What am I going to do? There's the door. There's the door. Close it, and then walk home. Run into your car and just walk home. You need to learn a lesson. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you're emotional, that you're allowing other people to bring their emotions in as well too. And Brenton Dawson teaches this: there is no emotion in business. There's only the emotion of celebration. So when you go close on a deal and they sign the docs and you celebrate, you give them a bottle of champagne and the keys and all that stuff. That is the only emotion that is allowed in business, right? And so you have to be transparent with that with your loan officer, with your title rep, with your escrow people, with the buyer's agent and the buyer, and if you're the listing agent, then your sellers, right? And all those people involved, you have several hands in the bucket, right? During these transactions, there's no emotion, and that's what Dorian and I were talking about when he walked in. Is there's no emotion. People get emotion and accountability mixed up. 100%. It's been my biggest takeaway from this morning, from all that crap that just that I've been dealing with my company, is there is zero emotion. And one of my guys was like, "Oh, this and this and this guy and this guy." And I'm like, "Dude, what's that have to do with you hitting your goals?" I was like, "All I heard is you bitching and moaning about another employee, and you're not talking about your personal, professional, or financial goals. You are the problem, not that person."
Yeah, and I think it's just because you're so focused on what everybody else is doing. That's the one thing is everybody is on a different path, and not everybody's going to be on the same fast track and everything. Dude, we were talking about this this morning about how everybody thinks you're this overnight success. You created State 48 roofing in just 3 years, and then you're having all this success. Bro, nobody saw the shit that you had to go through the past 10 years though. Of all of that. That's what I'm looking at right now, and I'm in the trenches right now, and I'm okay with it. You told me this morning, don't focus on money, don't focus on the amount of transactions, just take care of people, do business good, and it will work out. 3 to 5 years, if you can stay in the game. Be consistent. Yes.
And being consistent means be consistent for 3 to 5 years without expecting anything in return. Right? One of our core values, Menace core values. Give without expecting. Give for 3 to 5 years. No, live on rice and beans. Hopefully you'll get some transactions in the meantime, right? But like I said, you were talking about one of your buddies that is actually an inmate. The dude wants success, and he's been in the program for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
What in 3 weeks have you ever gotten results? Maybe lose 5 pounds?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe, right? And that's assuming that you go balls out and you have a good diet and you exercise every day.
Yeah.
And you're disciplined.
That's not even long term stuff.
Right. And dude, 3 weeks, you expect to have all these results and all these leads after 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Not 3 months, not 3 years.
That's what I've learned so much from you guys is you cannot just start something and then just expect it to work the first time and then never resort back to it. We on our MX call, Sherry just had a freaking banger week. She did $30K in deals or some shit like that, and then Terrence asked her, "Well, have you done Facebook Live again since that?" And she was like, "No." But dude, that just shows I think it was you that said it. It was a couple of weeks ago. But we get so caught up in being able to be super happy that something worked, but then we don't go back to that same thing that worked. We don't fish in that same freaking hole that kept on catching us fish.
Yeah, we use a different bait.
Yeah.
So I used this pole with this bait, and this day, this time, and it worked, and I caught 25 fish. Okay, I'm going to go to a different pond, a different day, different time, different pole, different bait, and then assume you're going to get the same results. What kind of stupidity is that, right? That's just stupid. If you're thinking that, I'm sorry, I cannot help you. Right? And so what it comes down to is you have to be consistent in what you're doing, okay? But what I mean is in the social media world, there's guys, we write our 7-day challenge, right? 7-day cash machine. The guys are doing lives for 7 days, and they're getting these leads, right? These loan officers getting these deals, real estate getting these leads. One of our solar guys getting stuff, a solar detached reset guy getting deals. Lug Wrench Heroes, Nate Martin, all these guys are getting all these deals. and they did 7 lives in 7 days. How many guys have continued to do 7 lives the next 7 days?
Yeah.
Zero.
Like, that's the
0.
thing.
They may do 1 here and there. But I'm like, dude,
and it's
we did
the
on purpose.
accountability, dude. Like, I think it's like, I don't know. For me, I always try to think about, like, what would my coaches want me to do? Like, what would Millionaire Dom be doing right now? Especially when I'm like, you know, I'm at home or whatever, I have some downtime, and I'm like, dude, I just feel like I constantly need to be moving and shaking and everything because I have so much work to be done. And, dude, I heard this quote, and it was freaking perfect. And, like, especially when you go through those tough times of where, you know, shit just kind of dries up for a little bit. See what you can get done in the storm instead of just waiting for the storm to pass. Like,
Right.
I think that's where you find most of your growth, is because Andy Frisella says it best. The people who are at rock bottom have the best foundation to start from, but they also are the ones who get the most creative because you have nothing.
It's called desperation.
Yes.
Yeah. And so that's you make a really good point because, for example, so I'm a roofing contractor, right? And that's my second job. This is my first job. So Eric Perry, right? He's one of the MXs. Yeah. He owns Eco Roofing Solutions, and I coach him in the roofing world. And he's on track to do, like, he cleared 500. His goal was 240 before we met him, and met him as in like February of this year. His goal was 240. He just cleared 500. He's probably gonna hit 600 by tomorrow. Today's 30th.
Dude, I just had him go out and check a roof for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's freaking nuts, dude. And so what happens is when the difference is it's during monsoon season right now, though, where money is just falling from the sky. Literally.
It was like the real estate market last year.
Right. And so I told him, I said, hey, your systems, your processes, and your marketing needs to be consistent 12 months out of the year, not just when the market is good.
Yeah.
Because right now the market is bad or struggling or not fucking going crazy.
Yeah.
What happens? Oh, it's a shifting market. It's a changing market. All it is I'm going to use the market as an excuse for me not to be successful.
Exactly.
Roofing contractors, they do that. They're like, oh, it's the holiday season. Nobody wants to spend money on a roof in November because of Thanksgiving, December because of Christmas, January because of New Year, February because of Valentine's, March because of spring break. I'm like, bro, what the hell are you doing, man? Like get your shit together. I was like, that all that is a mental mindset error. Mm-hmm. You are thinking incorrectly and using the economy, Joe Biden, gas prices, the pandemic, masks, whatever bullshit as an excuse for you not to reach your potential. I don't bank my potential off of Joe Biden. I don't bank my potential off of my employees. I bank my potential off of my work ethic and my action in order to be successful 12 months out of the year, not just when it's good. Or the little two-year bubble, right? Where the market was insane and every other mom could have been a realtor and sold it and waived escrows and waived inspections, waived all that crap and got $50,000 over asking price. And anybody and their mom could have listed a house for the past 2 years.
Yeah, you had to literally do nothing.
Just like during monsoon season, you could go sell roofs for me and literally do $100,000 a month in monsoon season. I'm dead serious, because it's Mother Nature is our lead source. Mother Nature is creating the urgency. Mother Nature is doing a follow-up because storms are coming every other day, right? It's not because my sales reps are following up 5 to 12 times a day. So when it's not raining, and it hasn't rained for 100 days, what are you doing? When the market isn't sexy, what are you doing? What do your processes look like? What do your systems look like? What does your email sequence look like? What does your marketing, what does your social media look like, right? It's funny because a bunch of these roofers will turn on ads right now. TV, radio. I've been doing the same radio ad for 2.5 years. Haven't changed it. 2.5 years, same radio ad. 12 months out of the year, doesn't change. I don't increase it during monsoon season. I don't take it away, right? Because I'm consistent with what I'm doing. And I have people hearing me the day of Christmas and the day that 2 inches of rain hits Scottsdale. But there's a consistency in there. Okay. So that being said, let's talk about you. Let's talk about you and your social media.
Yeah.
So Terrence, I can't take credit for this, although I ran with it. Terrence actually gave the idea. 15 posts a day for 30 days in a row. Because your social media sucked before that. Let's talk about before Terrence gave you that job.
No, let's break it all down.
Let's talk about Instagram and Facebook. How many posts realistically were you doing before Terrence gave you that? How many posts were you doing on Facebook and Instagram, ballpark?
A day?
A day.
Dude, like not even probably 5 total. Like not even 5 total.
A day.
A day. Like I would probably
stories.
I would probably say the stories were the most consistent, but I don't even think that was like every single day.
Yeah, I think you told me once every 3 days.
Yeah,
if I recall correctly,
a real post.
I could be wrong. Yeah, like a real post every 3 days. And so Terrence and I are like, oh, well, that's going to give you 1x attention and 1x results. Hence why Dom's like, I need that, mate.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, bro.
It's
come,
recession.
Come. The market has changed.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you just like, no, you got caught skinny dipping when the tide went out.
Yeah.
And 90% of the realtors got caught skinny dipping because they were banking on the market
100%.
and not banking on them and their systems and their processes.
Dude, Terrence had it in the most perfect way. When he had that call with me, when he smacked the shit out of me, and he was like, yo, you need this. And he was like, it's not a market problem, it's a marketing problem you're having.
Ooh, oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, whoever's recording this, we need to chop it up. You don't have a market problem, you have a marketing problem. Right. You're forgetting the ing, sucker.
Yes.
Oh, and that's so good.
Dude, and like it's just so crazy because we were just talking about it this morning. Even if people aren't liking your stuff, like commenting, interacting with or engaging with your content, it doesn't mean that they're not seeing you.
Yeah.
And I think just posting it as much as possible, and you had like when you explained the social media aspect to me about posting 15 times a day, about constantly just popping up on people's feed throughout the whole day. Like that's one of the best ways to do it. And eventually, you never know which video is going to hit.
Right.
But you consistently keep on posting. They're going to see that and they're going to be like, all right, what the hell is this guy doing? And then they'll look at it.
Right. Well, and here's the other thing too is you don't know when your clients can be ready to sell their house.
Exactly.
Unless you call them once a week, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? No, but on social media, you can do that. Are you ready? Are you ready? And then finally, when they have the conversation, him and his wife in bed, and they're talking like, babe, we should really sell the house. We're moving, or I got a job transfer today, or we need a bigger house because we're having more kids, or we need to downsize because we're getting older, or whatever. You're not in the bed with them when that conversation happens. But what you are is you're on their social media platforms and in their inbox, their email inbox, right?
Yep.
Because you are reaching out to them, and so when they are ready, you've been there for them. How many friends could you call right now? If you had a problem, you got a flat tire, you could call X number of friends.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But you have way more than just 2, 3, 5 friends. What's the difference? Those friends have been there for you before, and they've been there, and they've been consistently there for you before.
Yeah.
Right? If I just pick a random number in your phone, like, dude, that dude wouldn't come to help me out. Right?
Yeah.
So that's what it comes down to in the social media world. It's all about consistency, okay? Because right now, we need real stats. Do not, in the social media world, do not in any way, shape, or form, look at how many numbers, the likes, the hearts, and the shares.
Yeah, that was the one thing I asked you, dude. I was like, dude, when am I just going to start getting more likes? When am I going to start getting more views? And you were like, shut up. You have not even, like, look how many posts I have. That's what you said. And you have, what, probably 5,000.
4,987. I'm 13 shy.
13 shy. And you were like, now go look at my reels. Not even every one of mine has over 10K views.
It doesn't matter because over time it's like a snowball.
Yeah.
You have a little snowball, it's not going to do anything, but when that snowball gets bigger and
bigger,
it keeps running down the hill and getting more snow, it gets bigger, right?
Yeah.
Like my reels from yesterday, 163, 31, right? 256, 166, 494, 428, 379, 203, 627, 254, 288, 540. I don't care.
Because Terrence put it in a good way too. How long would it take you to actually get that many people in a room?
Yeah, 500 people. I've never gotten 500 people. I've gotten 357.
Yeah.
And that took a shit ton of effort. Yeah. That took countless hours and time and commitment and phone calls and emails and follow-up and all that crap to make that happen. Guess what? I did that in all my walk. I did that between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. in a 60 or 90 second video. And I got 500 eyeballs on it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's the point, is that the people give up too soon. They give up too early, plain and simple. So, like you said, your buddy that's an M8, I'm not going to shut him out like shit, but it's not the right time and place for it. But like, you're 3 weeks in and you want all these leads and you haven't seen any success. 3 weeks, bro? And how many times have you posted on social media? You know what I mean? Let's talk about your success with the 400 pieces of content in a month.
Yeah, no, like I think the biggest thing, I've actually been able to pull some deals out of it, and I don't even know how the hell they found me. That's the crazy part about it, and it's like a gamble though.
Yeah, because your views, you can't go see all 527 people that saw you.
No.
You don't know who they are.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the biggest thing is just like being consistent with it, but also letting people know that like what you do, like Dom Fit Realty, like
Dom Fit. Let's talk about that, right?
Yeah,
So when we met Dom and we started training him and coaching him, it said Dom Fit Realtor, and I'm like, Dom Fit. I was like, is that his middle name?
Yeah.
Like what's fit for? And I'm like, fit like fitness, right? Like, yeah, the dude's yoked, but I'm sorry, your muscles didn't get you a lead last time I checked. So I'm like, why did you do it? So we have people laughing on social media, laughing at that joke. True story, I did that with you and Ricardo, right? Puss in Boots came up and freaking just gave you a big old fat cat claw.
Yeah.
And called you guys out, you and Ricardo. Ricardo's was Ricardo.tpg something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell is TPG and what does TPG stand for and why and how and all this stuff. And so I did the same thing with Ricardo. I'm like, dude, you got to change it up, right? Because your messaging was off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what do you do? What makes you money? Real estate. Dominic does. Yeah, you were shotgunning. You shotgunning from the hip. I'm like, bro, you're going to miss a lot of shots.
Yeah.
I was like, but if I can get you a scope and a sight and get you lined in at 350 yards to get that one deal that's a $10,000-$15,000 commission, you're going to do the sniper all day long.
Exactly.
But how easy is it to shoot a shotgun compared to shooting a sniper?
Oh, it's way easier.
Yeah. Anybody can hit a clay pigeon, from 5, 10, 15 yards out, right? But what about a sniper at 200, 300, 500 yards?
No, that's the difference in like marketing and everything. And that's when, honestly, dude, that's when social media got fun, because I knew who I was talking to. Yeah, because I was like, shit, now I got to go post on social media, all this stuff. I think the thing that I had this mindset shift is I was getting results when I switched my marketing to being specific on who I was talking to,
right?
What my message is, what I do, and I'm not just being like, oh, I'm a real estate agent.
I help everybody.
Yeah, no, I help people buy their dream home before having to sell their current home first. Being able to say that off the rip, that already makes you look like, oh shit, how the hell do we do that?
Right. Tell me more.
And I think also being able to just constantly put value up. I think it was you that said this. People don't pay for the free content and everything, because that's what social media is. You're just throwing out free pieces of advice, and then people pay for the implementation that you have, because they see how much work it goes into it. Dude, the M8. There's no way in hell I would be where I'm at right now without the M8.
Right, but all we're doing is giving you free content, adding value, and then the implementation is where you bang people's credit cards.
Exactly.
Right, you teach them about real estate, you teach them how to pivot your house and how to set it up, and the staging and the marketing for it and all that stuff. All that stuff is free, right? But at the end of the day, the result is you help them sell their house for top dollar, at full asking price, over asking price, whatever, right? And so that's what it comes down to. People think that two things. One, people don't give away enough free content, right? Have you ever seen Grant Cardone bang your card for free content?
Dude.
Has he ever charged you for a YouTube video, for a Facebook Live?
Probably. He sends out free books all the time about real estate investing. That's how people should
Hormozy. I watch Hormozy shit every freaking day.
Dude, oh my god.
The dude, I don't even know what he does. I know he does acquisition.com, but apart from that, I'm like, dude has never even hit me up to buy something yet. Bradley, I watch Bradley all the freaking time. And Bradley, I mean, I know he does his Lightspeed VT stuff, right? But I'm like, he's on horse training, but I'm like, the dude just keeps spitting out reels 24/7. He's spitting out, and that's why I got the 4 pieces of content a day.
Yeah.
Where'd that number come up? And a dude that made $10 million 10 years ago. The dude's making nine figures.
It might work.
Yeah, so Bradley, who's a 9-figure earner yearly, he's the one that said to do 4 times a day. I run a $10 million company that I don't net $10 million. Make that very clear. That will be awesome, by the way, one day. But so he says 4 times a day. and you're once every 3 days. Okay, cool. And then, so I just look at it. And you can see, everything's public. You can see how many times a day Ed Milet posts. You can see all of his reels. You can see all of his stories. You can go to Grant's feed, and you can see all of his stories. You can see all of his posts. You can see all of his lives. Everything's public, so you can see it.
Dude, I want you to touch up, because this just popped in my head. How important is it to, like, done is better than perfect when it comes to social media and making videos? Like, touch on that, because there's so many people that ask me how I rip out so much pieces of content, like, oh, it's got to be perfect and everything. Like, explain the importance of done is better than perfect. Volume
is better than perfection. Plain and simple. Because what you're trying to do is, if they don't know you, they can't flow you. That's one of Grant's said. I love it. If they don't know you, they cannot flow you. Plain and simple. So that being said, they need to know who you are. There's no omnipresence. They don't know who you are. You're one of 80,000 realtors in Arizona. Why would I use Dom to sell my house or help me buy a house?
Exactly.
Compared to the 80,000 dudes and guys and girls. So what are you doing to separate yourself? I'll do that. Okay, cool. So the other 80,000, well, I'll give you. So then it goes to price. Well, I'll do it for 2% instead of 3%. Or I'll give you this, or I'll give you that, or I'll do this. Dude, the part of the offer stack in the MA talks about that, right? Here's the difference. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you the sexy roof status guarantee. Here's what it includes. Bam, thorough cleanup. We have quality control. We inspect the roof when we're done. Final inspection, and we give you cookies. Then we give you a gift card for a review, and blah, 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 right? And we give you options based on your needs. We have the best warranties in the state of Arizona. The warranties are transferable for free, not if, but when you sell your house, because the average person lives in their house for 7 years. You usually got a 10, 20, 30-year warranty. When you go to sell your house, it's transferable for free. So there's no equity in the house for the roof, but there's a non-tangible transfer fee that gives peace of mind to the future buyer. Lay all that out. Or you can say, yep, I'm a roofer, I put on roofs.
Exactly.
Eric Perry puts on roofs, I put on roofs.
Like, dude.
We are not the same.
No.
You understand that?
Just like laser focus. And you said that without having to even think about it too. Like,
and the reason why is because I know the power of it. Like, I'm pushing 5,000 posts.
I'm trying to get to like 750 by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Because I'm at like 320, 330.
But what happens is people think social media was not used as a business platform from the get-go. Just like MySpace.
Yeah.
Right? Do you remember MySpace? You're probably in diapers when MySpace came out.
But, no, I remember.
But MySpace.
I was probably.
So I got at least a decade on you. But the point of it being, like, Facebook and Instagram has become or started out as a social media platform. Social media being people, social, you can socialize. It's like a Starbucks. You go there, you hang out, you talk, and you go over, what are you doing? How's your cat? How's your dog? How's your boob job? How's your Ferrari? Whatever. Right? Yes or no?
No, that's literally what it is.
And you can use it for that, but that doesn't bang the register. It does not increase your bank account, it does not change your standard of living, and it does not give you generational wealth. So what my version of Facebook and Instagram is, and once I realized that, the more I post, the more value I have. The more value I have, the more credibility I have. The more credibility I have, when someone has a roofing need, I already have that value and the credibility and the rapport built in. I have that firm foundation of credibility, value, and trust. So when someone says, hey, use my guy Jason, they've never used me before. I have people referring me on a daily basis, oh yeah, you gotta use Jason, you gotta use State 48 Roofing. And they don't say this on the back end, they can say, have you ever used them? No, but they're awesome. But you've never used them? No, but they're awesome. It's like, how do you know they're awesome? Well, if you go to his social media, you go to his website, you go to his reviews. I just got 2 more 5-star reviews today.
And I think that's what's super important about social media too, is like, they get to see, like, I think you said it yesterday. People are going to look you up after they get done talking to you.
Oh, they're going to stalk the crap out of you.
Yeah. So if you go there, and you guys talked about this when there was a speaker that wanted to speak. He had no freaking content out. Like, there's no credibility.
He hadn't posted on Facebook or Instagram in 3 years, and he was a network marketer. I'm like, what's an oxymoron there? I'm like, literally, no social media presence for 3 years, and I'm like, this dude's outdated.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. And I'm like, so think about it. Like, if I'm going to go buy a house from Dominic Wendell, and I'm going to go buy a house from Dom. You don't think I'm going to figure out like who you are, what you do, who you hang out with, what you like to do, to know if you are the right person for me, my wife, and my 5 kids, and my $500,000 or $750,000 house that I either am going to sell or I'm going to buy? You think I'm going to want to know like your DNA and your like your social security number? Like I'm gonna background check the shit out of you.
Yeah. 100%.
And they do that with 3 people. The top 3 background checks, not legitimate background checks, right? But background checks via research is surgeons, literally gonna cut you open, right?
Yeah.
That could be OB. So. that could be a woman's hoo-ha for like OB stuff, or just any surgery. So any sort of surgeon, breast implants, same thing. Hugely researched.
Yeah.
This wasn't by me, by the way. This is a study. Surgeons, attorneys. So talking about suing people, getting sued. You're talking tens of thousands, 100,000s, of millions of dollars.
Where you want the right people.
Yeah, like I had a really bad lawyer. Yeah, and I lost $2 million. I didn't get the house. I didn't get the Lambo. I didn't get the whatever. And then the third one is real estate. Is your realtor. Plain simple. Like a realtor, it's like but like think of what you think of like a lawyer. 10 years in law school.
Yeah.
Right. 10 years of school. Surgeons. 8 to 12 years of school. Realtors. 8 to 12 hours and behind a desk.
Yeah.
Right.
90-hour course.
90 hours, dude. Like that's 2 weeks. That is 2 weeks.
I literally been through that within a week. It was like a week and a half of the online course.
And it's online. There's not even like there's a test, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's just, it's so easy to get it, but think of the trust and the credibility and the value and the rapport that you have to have established with somebody in order for them to trust you with the transaction of the home.
100%.
And so if I can't do that with you, and I can't go, out of state or even in state, but I can't, go to your house and spend 6 hours giving you all this value, building credibility, building rapport, and doing all these things with you, how do I do it? And how do I do it to hundreds or thousands of people every single day, several times a day? Social media. Plain simple.
Honestly.
Right? I literally have people that refer me all the freaking time, and I know where they live, they've been in the same house for 15 years, I've never even done a maintenance on their roof. But they refer me all the time. Several times a week. Call Jason, call State 48 Roofing. They're the best. They're great. They'll take care of you. Honest, trustworthy, loyal, reputable. Take care of you. Do it right. No bullshit. Blah, blah, blah. Never used my services. They might not need them, right? To be blunt. But, does that make sense? And it's all
dude, that says something, too, about your brand. Like, that other service companies, like inspection companies, use you as your, as their preferred referral for a roofer.
Okay.
Dude, I think that's super awesome to be able to have that, because that's credibility times 10, dude. These people are doing thousands and thousands and thousands of inspections, and it's Stratton inspections. That's the one, and I use them all the time.
Yeah. So, but what have I done with Paul Stratton? I mean, I've been on a handful of roofs with Paul, but I don't. He's a huge rodeo guy, big cowboy, right? He plays up in Snowflake, and he's at the Taylor Rodeo every freaking weekend, it feels like. He's a super good dude, good company, but I don't hang out with him every day. I don't text him every day. I don't go do rodeos with him every weekend. But what do? Every time he calls me, I make sure I leave him I train him. I'll send him a video. So he knows that he can reach me because I can add that value for an inspection.
100%.
But that is less than 10% of my interaction with him. 90% of it is on social media.
Dude, that is so awesome.
Checklist inspections. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mr. Tyler, John Tyler, same thing. I talk to him once a year.
Really?
Yes. I physically talk to him. I see him at social events or this and that, and that's it. That's where it stops. But what does he see me? He sees me 10, 15 times a day, dropping content, dropping value, dropping nuggets about roofing, right? What to look for, what to expect, when to expect, why you need a roof here, why you don't need a roof here, why you should only do the tiles now, and how to negotiate payment through escrow on the roof, and all these nuggets, and it's all via social media. I'm never in front of him. I literally see him once a year physically.
I hope people are writing this down, because it's literally what Jason is talking about right now is so valuable, because it's literally just this is his roofing business. This is what he's talking about. If you're a roofer, like, go verbatim off of what he's saying. But, like, just apply this to your, like, for real estate, for me. Just constantly putting out, frequently asked questions about all of that stuff.
Right, and just ask people what you're trying to do, what you're trying to, people just, they think it's not going to work because they're not consistent with it.
This is not immediate gratification, but that's not the point of it.
Dude, nothing in life is worth having. For like results right now, quick, fast results, never pay out.
Yeah.
They just don't. Right? We're talking about today, not to be all weird and gross, but like a stripper, a hooker, a one-night stand.
Yeah, no, this is a perfect one.
Like, it's great, it's cute, it's wonderful, but for like this long, and then you regret it, and you shouldn't have done it, and hopefully to knock her up.
Yeah.
Right? But like, nothing good comes out of it. Right? And so, like, just think about it. There's just nothing good comes out of the short-term game. It just doesn't, because what happens is it's so saturated. Nikki T talks about it, and there's a book, you know, the blue ocean, blue water method, right? Red ocean, and you're there, and there's sharks everywhere, and so there's chum everywhere, and so it's red. You can't even see the water. The water is literally like red. And then you have other people that, and it's because it's right next to the dock. It's where the fishermen are throwing their extra fish, right? All their nasty fish that didn't work.
Yeah.
So you have all these sharks and all these people just going to town. But the big dudes out there, the sea lions that require a little bit more effort, are 100 yards off the coast and off the shoreline. And that's where the sharks are out there. Ain't nobody out there. There's only a couple of them. But how many of them have the time, the diligence, and the patience, and the persistence, and the consistency to get that seal? What do you want, some half-ass fish? Or do you want a freaking big old seal you can munch on for hours?
Yeah.
Right? So that's what it comes down to with social media. You have to be consistent. You have to know what you want. And you have to understand the power of doing it and when to do it. Like, how many times? 4 times a day. Facebook and Instagram. Minimum.
Yeah.
Right? Do a Facebook Live once a day. Because what happens is people are always watching their stuff. Mm-hmm. Right now, I'm watching zero social media content. Why? Because I'm on a microphone. Right? And then at 11:30 we have our hot seat. From 11:30 to 12:30, Terrence is going to be sitting right here in 30 minutes. Right? And guess what? From 11:30 to 12:30, I'm checking social media. So if you did one post or one this or one that, and everybody else that I'm following, you're gonna get lost. I'm not even gonna see you.
Dude, just being a producer of social media rather than a consumer, I think that's a big thing that, like, I've switched my mindset with, and I've turned off all of my notifications on social media, so then it's not like an urge to go check it or whatever. And so
I only have my notifications on for certain people.
Really?
Yeah, so I turn my notifications on for my circle of influence. So I know exactly to the second when Sean Whalen, Andy Frisella, Brad Lee, Grant Cardone, and Menace Business post. Because on Amy's, Gary V's on there as well too, a couple others. But when they post, it pops up on my phone. Those are the only people. No friends, no family.
That's how it should be, though.
Right.
Because that's adding value.
What if Ed Milet texts your cell phone right now? Would you respond or look at it?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
I literally just signed up for his weekly thing,
yeah.
his weekly text. But yeah, no, like
does that make sense though?
100%, because it's like constantly keeping you in that realm of like social media to where it's good content that you're consuming. It's not just BS. It's not just drama. Like with social media, a lot of people get so caught up in just like scrolling through shit, and then you just get down in this rabbit hole of like what. Like, you just literally spent like 30, 45 minutes of doing nothing when you could have been, you know, recording videos. Like, dude, I have, at the beginning of my weeks, that's when I record all my content. I record probably like I don't know, 10 to 12 pieces of content, and then, like, I have those basically set out for the rest of the week. And then whatever else pops up throughout the week and everything, those are my 2 other posts and everything.
I have three right here I haven't even posted yet.
Yeah, dude. Like,
right? And they're sitting there, and I strategically post them throughout the day.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing, too. Jason and Dom, I am not consistent with posting on social media. I want to do better. I want to get better. What do? Creativity follows commitment, okay?
100%.
So creativity follows commitment. That being said, you have to commit to posting first, before the ideas will come. Naturally, the universe is not going to give you ideas unless you put yourself out into the universe.
Exactly.
And so by doing that, that's how it happens.
Yeah, and like when you first start posting all the social media content, like you're obviously going to gravitate more towards like the easy stuff to post.
Sure.
Which, like I did it as well. Jason even called me out on it.
Low hanging fruit.
Yeah, like knock that shit, dude. Like do as much as that as you can, and then that's when the creativity starts to come in, because you're so committed to posting that you just see content everywhere. Like a lot of people are like, dude, I don't even know how you can see that, or how you're like coming up with all these ideas. It's like, dude, it's literally just documenting your day, seeing like something weird, something crazy. Something
you and I worked out. Neither of us had to take a picture.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't have to take a picture of us. I could just be like, dude, fist bump, great workout. You're talking to me for 45 minutes, I gotta go. Right? But instead, I turned that into a post, right? Into a Facebook, into a story, and I tagged you on it, and I tagged Menace on it. So now Menace is getting exposure. Now I'm getting exposure. State 48 is getting exposure.
Too, yeah.
I tagged you. Dom got exposure, right? And so from working out, nothing to do with real estate, nothing to do with roofing, and really nothing to do with Menace other than like I'm your coach. Yeah. But the point of it is, it's another piece of content that shows us these guys are disciplined, these guys are focused, these guys have goals, they want to go places, and I want to be around them.
100%.
Michael Radcliffe, dude. You know Michael Radcliffe, or you've heard the name?
Yeah.
So he's on here. Dude, the dude's been following me on social media since, I don't know how long, but I haven't talked to the dude since high school. I graduated in 05.
Dude, I was 5.
18 years, and I haven't talked to him, and he graduated a year later. He graduated in 06. So I haven't talked to him in like 15 plus years. Never seen him, never talked to him. I did his mom's roof, ironically, like 5 years ago when I was working for another roofing company. I did his mom's roof, but like, it's still no relevance. And the dude, because I was posting on social media over and over and over and over and over again, bought tickets to Menace Con, bought the M8, and the dude just landed like 30 G's worth of commissions in the first 3 weeks working with us.
See the lender?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, skinny guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just did his podcast, Nikki TL, his podcast setup. Yeah, Michael Radcliffe.
Dude, that's awesome.
But like, do you see that? But like, literally a decade of me posting. I started posting, I just looked at it, I got on Facebook in 2008. I don't even know when it was created, but at least since 2008. And I've been posting consistently since 2010. I don't even say consistently, like I don't even know if it's consistent or not, but I've been posting since 2010, since I started the roofing world, because my uncle told me it was dumb, it wouldn't work, and my cousin said, I'm not doing it, it's a waste of time and money. 2010, true story. And I said, cool, not a problem.
It's not.
I said, okay, cool. And then 13 years later, I'm pushing 5,000 posts with that same handle that I started in 2010.
Jason the Roofer.
Jason the Roofer.
Dude, that's so crazy.
Because guess what? Jason the Roofer goes with Jason the Roofer. If it was that roofing company, I'd have to get all that content up and all that stuff up. Because it's under my name, I get to keep it.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Dom, before I wrap you up,
yes,
what can I do to add value to you, to your followers, those listening? What can I do to help, real quick?
For one, this is like just something that I've
How can I lean on you?
Yeah, this is actually something that I learned through going through 75 Hard, is the importance of like working out, and like how that kind of reflects back into business, of like the consistency aspect of it, being self-disciplined, building that mental toughness. Like what are some key things that people should do, like especially with the M100 right now?
So my biggest takeaway is, what I love is that your ass is up between 5 and 5:30, no matter what. You're 21?
22.
22. 90% of the 22-year-olds are not waking up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning to work out.
Yep.
They're just not. So you already have a leg up on them. 90% of real estate agents, of those 80,000, less than 8,000 of them, probably less than 1,000 of them, to be honest, are waking up between 5 and 6 to get their day going early and to get their workout in. The reason why working out in the morning is vital and important, because Grant teaches this, and I've posted it 100 times. Dom knows exactly what I'm going to say. Exercise creates energy. Energy creates momentum. Momentum creates production. Okay? And when you understand that, production means results, means money in your bank account.
Yeah.
So, but what happens, you've had days where, not necessarily hungover, but like maybe you just slept in because you were tired, you didn't have anything going on that day. Maybe you have church on Sunday morning and you want to get a couple more hours sleeping.
Yeah.
When you wake up, just think of how you feel. You're lethargic. You don't really feel good. You're naturally more tired. If you sleep longer, you're naturally 100%. More tired because your body's like, hey, I'm tired. Come back. Like I said, I went to bed at 1 o'clock this morning. I was up at 5. I was walking with you by 5:30.
Yeah.
Right? So in 4.5 hours, I went from doing my last workout and posting a shit ton on social media to doing it all over again 4.5 hours later. Right?
100%.
But guess what? I'm not fatigued right now. I'm going to be freaking exhausted. But the point is the and Nick and Terrence talked about this when we did 75 Hard too. The ideas came to us. Your growth does not come between 9 to 5.
No, yeah, I love this.
Your growth does not come between 9 to 5. That's where you get shit done. That is not visionary time. That is not growth mode. That is getting the hamster wheel and get your tasks done, whatever that looks like, right? Whether it's your social media posts, whether it's doing your open houses, whether it's meeting with the lender, whether it's opening up doors, right? Showing houses,
yep. All
that, going out to Casa Grande, showing some land, doing this and that. That is your 9 to 5 time. That's when you get your tasks done. When do you grow? When do you grow personally?
Working on the business and then working in the business.
And when do you work on yourself?
Exactly.
You're not working on the tasks.
What did you say? It's like you're working on the business from 6 to 5 in the morning.
Yeah, Grant talks about it. He's like, so there's 24 hours in a day. He said you spend 8 of it. This is dope. Ready? Write this down. So, and we'll end on this. So you have 24 hours in a day. 8 hours. He's like, you need 8 hours of sleep. He's like, I don't care who you are. He's 63 now. Looks like he's freaking 40.
Yeah.
Freaking yoked.
10x health.
Right. 10x health. Gary Becker. Love you, Gary. Hashtag Gary Becker.
Dude, we gotta get him back.
He's coming back. Yeah, so good.
So
So you have 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of working your normal job, and 8 hours to change the rest of your life. You see that? So you have to sleep. Be like, I'm never going to sleep. Like my 4 hour sleep that I got was stupid, and I'm going to be paying for it later today, right? But you don't need 10, 12 hours of sleep,
no.
Right? And you probably function
like
on
6 to 7 hours. Like yeah. I used to be the nut of like I have to get 8 hours.
10 to 5, 11 to 5, yeah. all day.
Yeah.
So you have that, and then you have to work in the business for that 9 to 5, those other 8 hours, right? But then the before the 9 and then after 5. So 5 when you go to bed, what are you doing? 5 a.m. to the 9 a.m. when you go to work, what are you doing? There's 4 hours before and there's 4 hours after. 100%. That's where the 75 hard comes in, because you can't do the 75 hard when you're working in your business 9 to 5. You're showing houses. You can't be doing that.
Yeah.
And your brain doesn't go into 30,000 feet working on your business mode. It goes to, getting the tasks done. So before you get going for the day, and when you're done, before you go to bed, that is where you change your life. Plain and simple. So, and that's where the stud realtors come in. The stud realtors don't crush it from 9 to 5. They put it in before, and they put it in after.
Yeah.
And, I don't do anything on Saturdays or Sundays. It's the weekend. Or it's the Lord's Day. Okay. You don't want to know why Jesus took the 7th day off? Because that sucker put in freaking 6 days of grinding.
Yeah.
Greg talks about that. And he makes a joke out of it. But like, and the 7th day he rested. Yeah, did you see the work that he put in?
Yeah.
He's like...
I think he earned that one.
Dude, it's in his book. I think it's in the 10X rule. One of his buddies calls him and says, hey, I need some money. How much? I don't know what it was. 10 grand, 100 grand, 30 grand, whatever. He's like, okay. It was on a Sunday. And it was during football season. And he's like, cool. It's the Sunday. He's like, what are you doing right now? He's like, I'm watching the game. Grant's like, you're calling me, asking me for money, and you're watching the fucking football game? And he's like, dude, yeah. It's like, it's the Bears. And blah, blah. He's like, you're calling me for money, and you're watching a football game. I can't give you money if you said, I am banging doors. I've made 150 phone calls, and it's 12, it's at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I've already made 150 phone calls. I've already called all these people. I've sent all these FaceTimes. I've done all these bombs, and I've sent out these emails, and I've done all these posts, and I'm struggling, and I need 10 grand to pay bills this month. See the difference? People don't go to give the 10x effort, and they want the 10x results. They want the easy stuff. They want the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Okay? Did that help?
No, dude, that's money. Yeah. No.
All right. So, we're going to wrap it up here. Don the Realtor.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no, so if you ever need anything real estate related, like I said, I help homeowners who have lived in their homes for 5 to 7 years, help them get into their dream home without having to sell their current home first. completely eliminates all of the showings, all of that stress that comes into the home selling process. So best way to reach me is you can find me on social media at Dominic Wendell AZ Realtor, or my phone number is 308-352-8091.
Sound us off, dog.
Well, honestly, just
what's
be an example.
What's your tagline?
Help me, help you, make your dreams come true.
Be an example.
Be a menace. Dude, that was awesome.
Your live is on. Go kill it. Bye, guys.
Adios.